School Board Monday approving Superintendent Dr. David Hofford's recommendation to go mask optional when students return to school second semester. Hofford explained to the board what WCS has seen as far as masks and COVID in the past few months. In September, the board had a special meeting to look at COVID protocols that came from Governor Holcomb's executive order. There were two options that WCS could take. The first option was that wearing masks were optional. The second would require students to wear masks. The board approved the mask mandate. The city of Indianapolis needs more police officers. Kurt Darling reports on how Indy Metro Police are getting creative to hire more cops.
First, by going south.
It's always good to reach outside the box sometimes and kind of broaden your horizons.
IMPD officer William Young tells Wish TV they sent a group of officers to Georgia for a recruiting event there this week. Here at home, Young says not many people are interested in joining the force for many reasons.
Unfortunately, we did lose an officer, a female officer. That took a heavy toll on our agency. Things that happened during the George Floyd protest.
He says if you are interested in joining, first-year officers will make $53K starting out with a raise the following year.
For the third time now, Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita has filed a lawsuit against President Biden's federal COVID-19 vaccine mandates. This latest lawsuit against a Medicare and Medicaid rule that requires all healthcare workers at facilities that participate in either of the federal programs to be vaccinated against COVID. The rule does not allow for an option to submit to weekly testing if an employee doesn't want to get the shot. And Rokita says it's a gross executive overreach. He's also suing against the mandate that all federal contractor employees be vaccinated as well as one that requires either vaccinations or weekly testing for companies that employ 100 or more people. For News Now Warsaw, I'm Jim Miller. For more, head to newsnowwarsaw.com.
News Now Warsaw. From the OdanoAuto.com weather desk, your News Now Warsaw weather forecast for tonight. Rain and snow maybe, a low of 33. Scattered snow very early tomorrow and then sunny for most of the day with a high of 40. Clear tomorrow night, a low down to 26, and sunny on Friday with a high of 40. Again, rain and snow overnight tonight, a low of 33.
Right now, it's 49 degrees.
Why the prosecution said things like sadistic abuse. This is Network Indiana News. I'm Stan Lear. A Spencer County man gets 210 years in a federal prison, likely an effective life term for 36-year-old Trent Walker. The judge told him what he did could fairly be described as torture. One of two victims, a girl abused over a period of 6 years, beginning when she was a toddler. He also abused a 6-year-old for several months. He had been entrusted with their care. Instead, he recorded video of the abuse. He got caught moderating an online group he advised on ways to get away with such things. More than 500 babies died in Indiana last year before they reached their first birthdays, and many of them could have been saved if their mothers had given up smoking.
Smoking during pregnancy is a key contributor to low birth weight and preterm birth. Mothers who smoke are more likely to deliver their babies low birth weight and preterm. Low birth weight and preterm birth is the leading cause of death, disability, and disease among our newborns.
State Health Commissioner Chris Bach says if the death rate of black babies matched the much lower rate of other ethnic groups, another 80 children would have survived. Indiana casino regulators are still trying to decide who will run the new casino in Terre Haute.
I'm Eric Berman. The Gaming Commission reopened the application process in June after concluding Indiana-based Lucy Luck hadn't nailed down its financing. Legislators authorized the casino for Terre Haute 2 years ago. Eric Berman, Network Indiana.
The odds of winning the lottery are small. How about the chances of two winning tickets in less than a month in the same county? Rob Conant has that story.
Two people from Johnson County have claimed the $5 million Hoosier Lottery jackpot from last month's drawing. Jennifer Wilkinson and Taya Wheeler, both from Franklin, say they checked their ticket 5 times to make sure they had the winning numbers. And then another Johnson County resident, Joey Russell of Edinburgh, just won $1 million after matching the winning numbers of this Monday's Hoosier Lotto drawing. Rob Conant, Network Indiana.
I'm Stan Lear. You're listening to Network Indiana.
Hi, I'm Ariel Winter. If you're anything like me, your pets are not only your best friends, they're part of your family. American Humane, which has been rescuing animals like Cleo here for more than 100 years, has life-saving tips that can make a big difference before, during, and after disasters such as hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, or wildfires. So when disaster strikes, you want to be prepared to protect them. Be sure to microchip or tag your pets. Never leave them behind in a major crisis, and be sure to have an emergency kit ready in your home at all times with a pet crate or carrier, leash, blanket, ID, and medications, their water bowl, and 7 to 10 days worth of food. To find out how to protect your entire family during a disaster and help our best friends in their worst times, please visit AmericanHumane.org.
The following is a presentation of News Now Warsaw, 99.7 FM and 1480 AM. Known around the state as a leader in high school sports coverage and a member of Kensington Digital Media Group of Indiana.
The Warsaw Lady Tigers are on the air. For a preview, here's the voice of Lady Tiger basketball on News Now Warsaw, Roger Grossman.
The Warsaw Lady Tigers are 3-0 after a rough opening night where they beat a very good Norwell team in their opener, 53-44. They've had 2 easy wins since against Three Rivers Conference opponents. They will host Wabash tonight in the final of 3 straight games against the TRC, and it gets much harder from here. I'm Roger Grossman. Great to have you with us. Rob Recker will join me in just a minute. The Lady Tigers know that this is the last of the games that they'll be favored in for a while, because their next 3 games are 2 at Crown Point against Maryville, who's looked very good, and Crown Point, who's number 1 in 4A, has been smoking everybody. And then after that, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, the Penn Lady Kingsmen will be here. There are 3 top 10 teams in 4A on the Lady Tigers schedule, and they will see 2 of them in a span of 3 days. So, and that's coming, and it's coming very soon. So they know that tonight is their last dress rehearsal to get ready for what will be a very exciting, very busy, and a very hectic day of basketball coming up on Saturday. Tonight, it's the Apaches, who are 2-2 under Matt Stone. They've had 2 easy wins, and they've been competitive in the other 2 games. We'll talk plenty Krebs about that, and Rob Rennick will be here to break down the matchups. The Lady Tigers and the Lady Apaches. It's coming up in just a few minutes on News Now Warsaw.
Basketball is a game where your team could play man defense, zone defense, motion offense, press. You could focus on shooting threes or scoring in the post. Whatever strategy you use, in order to win the game, your team needs a head coach with an effective game plan. We at Alder for Bergen can help you develop and implement a financial game plan for your family's future.
Let Alder for Bergen be the head coach of your financial planning team. Alder for Bergen and Company, 122 West Market Street, Warsaw, and online at alderforbergen.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC.
Your late model is wanted at R&B Car Company because we're buying vehicles. That's right. We want your late model trucks, SUVs, vans, and cars, even those big honkin' diesels. And we're buying on the spot. It's business as usual. Max allowance for your trade. Or we'll still give you $2,500 minimum for your trade-in. No payments for 90 days with approved credit. We'll deliver or buy your vehicle anywhere. We want your late model trucks, SUVs, vans, and cars, Michiana. Fast and friendly service and the best deal bottom line. Shop now and get pre-approved at rbcarcompany.com.
Progressive Insurance, Home Depot, Babbel. You recognize the names? Know what they have in common? Effective advertising. It boosts top-of-mind awareness. When consumers are making purchase decisions, they think of brands or retailers they already know. Radio works because listeners remember ads, 82% per Nielsen. Yep, radio's ad recall is 82% when listening to great radio stations like the one you're listening to right now. Let us help your business grow. Contact Woody at woody@kensington.media, where we are working for you.
Find out what's happening in your community on In the Know, Saturday mornings at 7 on News Now Warsaw.
Coach, your season goes in sections. At the beginning, the first section was Norwell. You beat them here. This is the TRC section to wrap up this first part of the schedule. Wabash seems better than they have in the last few years.
No, it's always hard to tell with some of those TRC teams because you don't see them often enough to know what they have now and what they have coming. You just don't get to see them enough, but they've definitely looked good on film. We're going to have to come ready to play our best basketball. I know they graduated their size last year, but they seem to have some nice guards that can shoot the basketball and handle the ball. Coach Stone has them playing well, and we're going to have to come play our best basketball tonight.
The game against Valley on Friday was the first game where you ran into a stretch where things just didn't go right, and you had to feel pretty good about how your girls handled it.
Well, let's just say I don't want to practice that too much more. I would prefer things just go right, but that's what we've been preaching to our kids. How are we going to respond when things don't go right? Because it's true in basketball, it's true in life. There's going to be a time when things don't go right. How are you going to handle it? And I was proud of our kids and how we handled it. We had some different kids step up and do what they needed to do to help us be successful, and we're going to need that again tonight. There's going to be a stretch at some point. Things don't go well. And that's how you get confidence. That's how you gain confidence. I think a lot of girls have a false sense of what it means to be confident. And confidence, to me, that extreme confidence comes from coming out on the other side of some struggle. And that's what Tippy Valley was. We need to use that game to build some confidence, to know that we can handle that type of game.
The one thing that maybe was a concern coming out of that game is that your girls did not execute well against their zone, which means you're probably going to see more zone here the next few weeks.
No, I probably shouldn't say this, but if I was playing us, I'd play as a zone right now. Just because I think that's the one thing we haven't played against enough in order to be successful with this group yet. Last year's team, I would have told you, don't you dare play as a zone. This is a different group. I think if I was scouting us, I would set in a zone right now and force you to do some things to beat us. And that's what Wabash is going to do tonight. I'm sure they're going to play a 2-3 zone and set back in that thing. I expect them to press us a little bit as well and drop back into that zone. We've been working on the zone, and we're better against it than what we showed against Valley. And I'm excited to see the progress that we made against that type of defense.
Okay, so tell me, what makes you think that your kids are better against that? What do you see in practice?
One, I just think they're starting to understand more on what we're looking for when it comes to the rotations of a zone. You're going to hear me say to the kids all the time, the short corner. We talk about expanding that short corner. And, some of our young kids still don't understand what that means. And, we've got to do a better job of getting our post people to that short corner in order to finish. That's the first thing, too. I don't think that we can have a type of game where both Abby and Kayston struggled the way they did it against Valley. I think they've really struggled to get in the flow of the game. And that's going to be rare, I think, throughout the course of the season, that both of those kids struggle. So I just know those two are going to be better at the same time. That confidence comes from the fact that we handled the zone, and we had some different kids step up against the zone. We have a few more quick hitters, a few more sets that we put in this week just because we knew we were going to see it a lot. So I'm excited to execute those and see what we can get out of them.
And I know it's good to see Abby Peterson see the ball go in the basket. She's taken some really good shots that have looked really good, and they just haven't gone in. She got one to go against Valley.
She's a kid that she just needs to keep shooting the basketball. She just needs to take a good shot for her and live with the result and not allow it to shake her confidence. And that's true for all of our kids. We just need to shoot the basketball, shoot a good shot for them, and live with the results, knowing that it was a good shot. And part of understanding a good shot isn't just the range that you're in for the shot, it's also the time frame as far as the game situation, and that's something we have to understand. For Abby Peterson, I think she just needs to let some fly right now and build some confidence knowing that she's a good shooter.
Okay, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
That's Lenny Krebs of the Lady Tigers. We'll come back and further preview tonight's game between Warsaw and Wabash from the Tiger Den next on News Now Warsaw.
Hello, I'm Jay Rigdon. If the last 18 months has taught us anything, it's been the importance of planning for your future and your family's future. At Rockhill Pinnock, our attorneys are ready to help you with that job, using tools ranging from simple powers of attorney to complex trusts and everything in between. Don't leave the future of your loved ones to chance. To discuss your family's future and how to protect it, call 267-6116 for an appointment. Rockhill Pinnock, lawyers you can count on.
Bad wreck, bad wreck. Oh, what you gonna do? Oh, what you gonna do? Call the boys in blue. Car stalls won't start. Oh, what you gonna do? Oh, what you gonna do? Call the boys in blue. I reckon any state and need the best rate. Take the next step, call Riker Jeanette. Go with the guy who got the best tools. If you get in a wreck, they'll come and get you. Bad wreck, bad wreck. Oh, what you wanna do? Call Riker Jeanette to come get you.
Remember, when you get in a wreck,
call Riker Jeanette.
It's riveting, electrifying, exhilarating. It's what the Indiana High School football tournament is all about. And this is state championship weekend. Buy your ticket to this weekend's game and support education-based athletics. This is your community. This is your state. This is your IHSAA. Your support has never been needed more than right now.
Give us 15 minutes, we'll give you the world. This is News Now Warsaw.
Roger Grossman, Rob Renneker back at the Tiger Den as we count you down to the tip-off of Warsaw and Wabash. Saturday, the Lady Tigers will compete in the NLC DAC basketball shootout. This year it'll be hosted by Crown Point. The schedule for the day for the varsity teams at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, Crown Point takes on Northridge, followed by the Lady Tigers in Merrillville. We'll go on about 11:15 with pregame coverage for about 11:45 tip-off on News Now Warsaw. Then the second session begins at 3 o'clock, Merrillville and Northridge, followed by Warsaw and Crown Point. And our broadcast is scheduled to begin somewhere around 4:15, and then we'll go on the tip-off will be somewhere around 4:45 on News Now Warsaw. The JV also will be competing there. Their schedule is the opposite. They will play Merrillville at 10 a.m., which is 9 o'clock Central Time, and then they'll play Crown Point right at 3 o'clock our time. Tickets are $12, good for all day. Single session tickets are $7. They are not doing paper tickets. The only way for you to get in is to go online to the Crown Point Athletic website. You can order your tickets there, pay for them there, and they will give you some sort of a thing to show at the gate that will get you in. Again, there are no paper tickets for Saturday's event at Crown Point. You must get your tickets electronically in order to get in. Currently, they are not under any COVID restrictions, much like we are also under no restrictions here at the Tiger Den. When the Lady Tigers make a free throw tonight, it scores a donation for the kids at Kosciuszko County. For every Lady Tiger free throw this season, Alderfer Bergen and Company will donate $2 to the Kosciuszko County Riley Kids Fund through the Kosciuszko Community Foundation. Alan Alderfer and Mike Bergen started that fund to help parents in Kosciuszko County who take their children to Riley Hospital for Children with expenses like gas, food, and lodging. Alderfer Bergen and Company, Financial Planning, 122 West Market Street in Warsaw, and online at alderferbergen.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC. Tonight's key matchups are brought to you by Arby's on State Road 15 North in Warsaw, Warsaw's only locally owned and operated restaurant. From the market fresh sandwich to the classic beef and cheddar, Arby's has you covered. Arby's on State Road 15 North in Warsaw, a proud supporter of the Warsaw Tigers. Lady Tigers, Rob, are 3-0. They're averaging 56 points per game. They're giving up 29. The staggering number has been what they've done in the last 10 quarters of basketball. Since the halftime marker of the game against Norwell in their very first game of the season, the Lady Tigers have allowed 58 points in 10 quarters. 58. That is less than 6 points a quarter, and that is really, 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 really good.
Yeah, that's some pretty exceptional defense. You know, you're looking at like 6 points a quarter approximately, and so to do that over a long stretch like that, you got to be really impressed with the defense of this Lady Tiger team. And you and I talked the fact that defense travels on a night when offensively you're struggling, you still have that defense to lean on to keep you in the games.
The good thing about the Valley game was we saw Brooke Winchester, who had missed the game before, have a very good offensive game. These young kids are going to be asked, fairly or unfairly, they're going to have to contribute more than just minutes to help the starters, Rob. They're going to have to contribute some points and rebounds and assists and steals and other things.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what you want. You want them to mature into that role You bring them on early in the season, you get them court time, you get comfortable out on the court, and then they start building confidence in themselves, and that's when you want them to start becoming more aggressive and to contribute to that scoring column.
Bailey Stevens, incredibly disruptive so far already this season in the game against Valley. 12 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, 4 steals, 5 of 12 from the field. She's shooting about 40% so far this season. And Abby Sanders just being Abby down in the post with 14 points, 12 rebounds a game, 12 and 11 against Valley on Friday.
Yeah, you got to love that. I mean, Abby is such a force inside. She's playing really well down in the low post. You know, that's a facet of the game that sometimes we take for granted. But when you have other teams come in and you realize, you know what, we've got an exceptional post player, and that gives us a big advantage, and we really do.
Well, we shouldn't take it for granted because it's been a while since we've had somebody like Abby around.
That is very true.
Right?
Very, very true.
I mean, we went through a stretch where we had some good post players. I'm thinking about the team that won the sectional and got beat by Merrillville in the regional. Their post players were Pam Miller and Chelsea Clemens. Well, those girls were like 5'8" and 5'9", playing in the post.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yes.
And the teams that come in to play against us, it's not unusual. And tonight, that's the case. Their post players are 5'9". And so, you know, to have a 6'2" post player who's got basketball skills like Abby does is a real blessing.
Warsaw shot the ball pretty well. They didn't shoot it great against Valley, 21 of 53 for 40%, but for the season, 44%. They've held their opponents to 27%. Warsaw's hit 17 three-pointers. They're shooting almost 39% from the arc. And if Warsaw shoots 39% or even close to it for the season, they're going to have a really good year.
Yeah, that's a good number. You got to like that. And they're off to a good start shooting threes. And the field goal percentage is pretty solid. So offensively, you know, we wondered early on, in the very first game, pre-game, we were talking about where are the points going to come from. Well, I think we're finding out, and this team has been pretty solid offensively.
And they're a plus 11 on the rebounding margin so far, and you like their chances of being at least that tonight. But maybe the number, Rob, that's most telling is the turnovers. Warsaw with 36 turnovers through the first 3 games. That is outstanding.
That is really outstanding. We've been very impressed. You know, it started off with the Norwell game, and Norwell is notorious for forcing lots of turnovers. And Warsaw handled the pressure against Norwell very well. And when they did that, we started to realize, you know what, this team could do some special things, especially when it comes to taking care of the ball. And that has been the fact, as they've done a nice job of taking the care of the ball here over the first 3 games.
Wabash is 2-2 in their wins. They've won in blowout fashion. They beat Elwood at 60-11 and Marion 59-14 in their last outing. They lost to Taylor 51-47 in their first game, then lost to Mississinewa 47-46. And by the way, you won't see it on your pocket schedule. The Lady Tigers are playing Mississinewa that first Saturday in December. That will be down at Gas City, so we will not be able to broadcast it, but they are playing that game. That's a game that was added just in the last few weeks. Their coach is Matt Stone. He has this game on the schedule because he knows that his conference games all come in December, and he wants to really play some really good teams because they're playing Northwestern in here too before they start their conference schedule. They're looking to beat things up so that their girls are ready for Valley and Rochester at the start of the conference.
Yeah, does that sound familiar? You know, Warsaw does the same thing with Norwell, with Crown Point, with Merrillville. I applaud a coach that wants to do that because, you know what, your girls can get overconfident. They can start to get sloppy and the easy blowout wins. So playing a team like Warsaw helps them visualize where they want to be, and it exposes their weaknesses so they can work on those weaknesses prior to their conference season.
Libby Mattern is their leader at almost 12 points a game, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, leads them in three-pointers with 11, leads them in steals with 15. She's a 5'6" junior. They do have Jade Stumbo in the middle, a 5'11" junior, 5 points and almost 8 rebounds a game. Linda Cordes, a 5'7" senior, 9 points and 7 rebounds a game. She had 16 points and 9 boards against Marion last week. What are your keys to the game, Rob?
Well, the keys to the game, you know, in the films that I watched, Wabash pressed their opponents almost the whole time. And so it's going to be interesting to see if they're willing to try that against Warsaw. And if so, Warsaw obviously has to handle that pressure. And Warsaw needs to go inside. They have a huge advantage down in the low post. Get the ball down inside. And I'd like to see them play a little up-tempo tonight.
Warsaw and Wabash about to get things started. We're back with the lineups, anthem, and tip-off next on News Now Warsaw.
Lake City Restoration on Argonne Road at Warsaw is there when you need them most. Call 574-385-9111. Whether it's damage from a fire, flood, mold, storm, or biohazard, Lake City Restoration is the solution for your emergency service needs. Call 574-385-9111. That's 385-9111. Online at lcrestore.com or simply Google Lake City Restoration.
When my team goes to work for you, we are original. Professionals with modern, unparalleled marketing and unwavering standards and passion. To us, it's more than just selling someone a house. We move people's lives forward and guide them to a home. Handling the real estate task flawlessly is one thing, but our expertise in people and results is what clients respect about us. I believe that is what makes us successful. I'm Brian Peterson of the Brian Peterson Real Estate Group of Warsaw. You can reach us at brianpetersongroup.com.
Progressive Insurance, Home Depot, Babel. You recognize the names? Know what they have in common? They are some of radio's top advertisers last year. Effective advertising boosts top-of-mind awareness. Radio works because listeners recall 82% of the commercials that they hear. That's 5 times more than non-radio advertisers. For a free consultation on how Warsaw Radio can help make your business grow, contact Woody at woody@kensington.media. That's woody@kensington.media, where we are working for you.
This is Warsaw's Tiger Station. News Now Warsaw, 99.7 FM and 1480 AM.
This is the 14th meeting between Warsaw and Wabash. The Lady Tigers lead the all-time series 9-4. They first met in that first season of IHSA girls basketball, 75-76. They've met every year since 2010-2011. Warsaw's won the last 6 matchups. The Lady Apaches' last win came in 2015 at the Coleman Gym, 44-31. Wabash last won in Warsaw in 2014, 54-27. Here is Ron Henry.
Remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem by the Tiger Pep Band. Good evening and welcome to the Tiger Den, home of the Lady Tigers. Tonight, the Lady Tigers are hosting the Lady Apaches from Wabash High School. Here are the starting lineups, first of all, for the Lady Apaches. Starting at guard, number 4, Livy Madden. At forward, number 13, Jade Stumbo. At guard, number 21, Riley Yoakum. At forward, number 33, Linda Cordes. And at forward, number 35, Brooklyn Westendorf. The Lady Apaches are coached by Matt Stone, assisted by Cal Stone and Shelby Stone. And now for the Lady Tigers. Starting at guard, a 5'8" junior, number 5, Zoe Bergen. At guard, a 5'6" senior, number 11, Bailey Stevens. At forward, 5'9" sophomore, number 15, Ava Igor. Starting at forward, 6'2" senior, number 31, Abby Center. And at guard, a 5'9" senior, number 35, Caitlin Krebs. Head coach is Lenny Krebs. He's assisted by Jack Beer, Jim Spiker, Kevin Bragg, and Hannah Wanamaker.
And your officiating crew tonight, 3 of our favorites, Kalen Cumberland, Jeff Lytle, and Joe Rudolph. It's staff appreciation night, so when the girls got introduced, there was a staff member that got to go out there with them, fist bump the referees, fist bump Matt Stone. It's kind of a funny thing.
It is fun to watch. You can tell some of them haven't been maybe running around a basketball court lately.
No,
yes.
they've been working on teaching.
There you go. That's it exactly. I know that routine.
And not even fist bumping.
Right,
so.
correct.
So we know an orange and black team's going to win tonight because the Lady Tigers in their home white uniforms, black numbers trimmed in orange. Wabash in black uniforms with white and orange trim. Kaylin Cumberland's got the ball. And away we go. Up she goes. Tip control by the Lady Tigers, working toward the east end of the Tiger Den. It's always nice to have a former Mr. Basketball patch on the shoulder before the game starts.
Yeah, how about that? Jeff Gross just came by to say hello to us as we tipped off.
Krebs against a zone defense. Skip pass across to Bergen. Now to the top for Stevens. Stevens drifting to right, takes it to the right wing. Back out for Egoff, around to Bergen, now to Krebs. Open from 22, and it's short. Rebound, Bergen. Back up lefty. That was tipped and blocked and grabbed by Cordes for Wabash. So they get a stop. In transition, here comes Yoakum. Skip pass across to the front row on the other side. She expected somebody to be out here on the left wing. Nobody home, out of bounds to Warsaw.
And Wabash averaging about 20 turnovers a game, and that time just unforced errors. They threw the ball across court and out of bounds.
Stevens across the line, goes left to Bergen. Bounces down to Sander, right back in the corner, Stevens. Stevens dribbles in, has her 15-footer blocked. She tips it out to Egoff, who flips it out to Krebs. Right of the key for three, no good. Rebound tipped by Bergen, grabbed by Zoe. Another offensive rebound for Warsaw's number 5. Krebs down the lane, hop, skip, and a jump, flipped it up underhand, no good. Lady Tigers cold from the field to start. A foul called on Sander, trying to get the ball away from Brooke Westendorf.
Yeah, Warsaw has gotten a fair number of field goal attempts here early on. They just haven't been able to find the bottom of the net.
Still scoreless. We played 110. JV could not have had things go better for them tonight. They beat Wabash 50-10. Mia Jones 12 points. Addison Whitaker and Kelsey Cox each with 8. There's a turnover stolen by Sander. Stevens in transition to Bergen. Down in the post to Egoff. Against a double team to Sander across to Krebs. Now Krebs will dribble out against Matter. Throws it out to Stevens. We played up a minute and a half. We're still looking for our first points. Now to Krebs, right wing, to the corner for Egoff. Egoff double team, throws it out to Stevens between the circles. Now an overhead pass in the corner, Krebs. She'll try another three. That one's good.
That one with nice rhythm to her shot that time. Caught it, had her motion moving towards the basket, and she buried it.
Her first of the night, her 9th of the season, number 105 in her career. Cordes underneath, and Stevens hustling back, knocks it out of bounds. It's not a very large student contingent down below us, but they are certainly into the activities here at the start of the game. Mattern, pass deflected out of the top, ball knocked away, Westendorf comes up with it. Whips it back across to Cordes, outside the lane on the left, then all the way back to Lenny Krebs on the right. He is not eligible, out of bounds to the Lady Tigers.
And again, another attempt at a cross-court pass, and they threw the ball out of bounds that time. Warsaw that time came with a half-court trap at the beginning of that possession, and Wabash was able to handle it.
Lots of new fatheads for the Lady Tigers down below. Big blown-up pictures of the players' faces. A whistle, traveling called. Egoff had the ball 25 feet out. Took an extra step in making her move. A slow start for the Lady Tigers. Still up 3-0, 2.5 minutes into our opening quarter. Here comes the 1-3-1 half-court trap. They lob up ahead. Yoakum, she threw it inside and threw it right to Krebs. Krebs with a steal. Up ahead for Stevens to the left. A stop and go move into the lane. Pull up 12-footer. Good. That's the shot that we need Bailey to make, because if she can make that shot, that's a huge booster for this offense.
Yeah, it really is, and she's so quick. She can get penetration like that, and she just buried the 12-footer.
Stevens, a breakaway steal and a foul call. Stevens got a hand on it in the center circle, tipped it again into the backcourt, got to it first, and Riley Yoakum grabbed her before she could take off with it. Her first. Each team now has one. Stevens to throw it in, baseline left at the far end to Egoff. Now to Krebs, to Bergen, then right back across to Krebs, high pass, and Caseland saved it in. Out to Bergen, right side of Stevens. Stevens, a mini trap in the corner, lobs it out to Bergen. Bergen across to Krebs, open. Fakes the jumper, takes one dribble, throws out to Bergen, foul line Sander. She shoots it, it's blocked, but a whistle and a foul called. Free throws coming up here, and I think Yoakum just got another one. She did, that's her second at 4:46. A player they can't have out of the game and be competitive now has 2 fouls.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. Yoakum, one of the team leaders. She's scoring over 11 points a game, and they really can't afford to lose her.
Sander now 10 out of 16 at the free throw line for the season after making her first. That's her first point of the game. Warsaw with a 6-0 lead. The second one is up there, and it's in and out. And the rebound is grabbed by Stumbo. That's Jade Stumbo for Wabash. And then the ball is lost out of bounds by Wabash, and Warsaw's going to get it right back.
Yeah, and again, Wabash being careless that time on the outlet pass. They simply threw it over the teammate's head. So they've got a lot of turnovers that have been unforced here early on.
Stevens, left side at the far end to Bergen to the corner. Stevens for 3, no good. Long rebound to Krebs, and she'll back it out. Warsaw get a fresh look at it. At the foul line, Egoff, a little 12-footer at the edge of the lane, no good. Cordes has the rebound for Wabash. 4:20 left to play opening quarter. Warsaw leads Wabash 6-0. Cordes in the lane, had the ball knocked away by Bergen. It's loose. Sander with a steal. Abby takes off with it, then hits the brakes. Gets rid of it to Stevens' right wing. Up the baseline, under the basket, and too far under the basket. She stepped out of bounds. right in front of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Wabash students who made the trip up to the Tiger Den. Out of bounds to the Apaches. Abby Sander into the game for Ava Egolf for the Lady Tigers.
Yeah, and that time Bailey kind of got it in her head that she was going to go baseline, but that there were just too many defenders there. She ended up stepping on the end line.
Stevens waiting for Mattern as she gets to the center line up the far sideline. Now to Cordes in the corner, right back into Mattern. Ball tipped away by Stevens, taken away by Bergen. Stevens up ahead, right side Peterson. Flies in from 10 feet out, back in the corner, Krebs wide open, 3, book it.
Nice job by Peterson that time, penetrating into the lane and then kicking it back out to Krebs in the corner.
Her second 3, she has 6. Warsaw leads 9-0. Across the line, Kiera Wilson checks into the game. She is in for Yoakum, who has their 2 fouls. Backdoor pass, thrown away out of bounds. Westendorf looking for Cordes. Pass a little too far in front. 3.5 minutes left to play in the quarter, and Warsaw has the ball in a 9-0 lead.
Yeah, this is very aggressive man-to-man defense causing Wabash some problems, and their turnover rate is rising right now.
Stevens across the line, right side Krebs, back out to Bailey. Around to Bergen, left side to Peterson. Peterson starts up the baseline, now out to Bergen, and then to Stevens. Stevens against a 2-3 Apache zone. Krebs out to Stevens. Left side Peterson gets run into, play goes on. Peterson to the corner, out to Stevens. Bergen around the corner. Krebs will try another 3, and that one's good. 3 3-pointers in the first quarter, now 11 for the season. It's 12-0 Lady Tigers. Across the line goes Wilson. Out for Matter. Now for Westendorf. Trying to get around Sander. Abby comes all the way out 20 feet to play her. Hands off to Matter. Harassed there by Stevens. 2.5 minutes left to go in the quarter, and the Apaches have had trouble getting off shots. Good lob inside and a layup for Jade Stumbo. A beautiful pass to set that up.
Yeah, that was really well executed, throwing it over the top of the defense to the post player.
Stevens between the circles against the 2-3 zone. Warsaw's lead is 10. Approaching 2 minutes left to play in our opening quarter. Stevens out near the center circle. Started left, throws it right corner for Krebs. Down to the post for Sander, lobs it high for Stevens. Stevens would have had a look at 3, but the pass was a little high and a little long. Krebs directing traffic, throws it out to Stevens. Stevens again starts left, now looks toward the middle, then throws it to Sander at the foul line. Right side Krebs open from 22. Nope, that one's long. Rebounds grabbed by Stumbo for Wabash. 1:40 to play in the quarter. Apaches trail by 10. Westendorf lobs it inside. Good catch inside by Wilson. Left-handed flip shot, no good. Rebound, Krebs for the Lady Tigers. Krebs in transition. Dribbles up to the left wing. Now drives it into the lane. All the way across Stevens. She's open for 3. That's heavy, and Peterson will track it down left wing. Out to Krebs. 1 dribble and a shot for 3. That's no good. Rebound tipped by Bergen. Grab by Peterson. Warsaw gets a 3rd chance at it. And Lenny Krebs says, let's run a play. Something to get us the ball down inside.
Yeah, slow it down a little bit.
Warsaw with 1 2-point field goal, 1 free throw, and 3 Caitlin Krebs 3-pointers. 1 minute to play in the quarter. Warsaw leads 12-2. Krebs out to Stevens. It's a 2-3 zone by Wabash. Now off a high screen, Sander. Stevens out to Peterson. Peterson dumps it down to Sander. She'll turn in the lane and can't get it. Rebound tipped, grabbed by Bergen. So now a 5th chance. Krebs left, right side, 3-pointer. It's good again. She's got 4 in the first quarter, and she's got 12, and it's 15-2 Lady Tigers. Half a minute left to play here in the first quarter.
And when you get 5 attempts at the back, eventually you're going to cash in.
Well, you better. If not, you're going to feel really bad if you don't. Tipped by Bergen, taken away by Sander. Up ahead, Stevens, 13 seconds. Skip pass across to Krebs. Krebs will walk it out to the center circle with 8 seconds. Now 7, now 6, now 5. Stevens drifting right with 3, with 2, with 1. Sander shoots an 18-footer at the buzzer, and it's off the back of the rim. After 1, Warsaw 15, Wabash 2. We'll start quarter number 2 in 60 seconds on News Now Warsaw.
Basketball is a game where your team could play man defense, zone defense, motion offense, press. You could focus on shooting threes or scoring in the post. Whatever strategy you use, in order to win the game, your team needs a head coach with an effective game plan. We at Alder Verbergen can help you develop and implement a financial game plan for your family's future.
Let Alder Verbergen be the head coach of your financial planning team. Alder Verbergen and Company, 122 West Market Street, Warsaw, and online at alderverbergen.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC.
Your late model is wanted at R&B Car Company because we're buying vehicles. That's right. We want your late model trucks, SUVs, vans, and cars, even those big honkin' diesels. And we're buying on the spot. And business as usual. Max allowance for your trade. Or we'll still give you $2,500 minimum for your trade-in. No payments for 90 days with approved credit. We'll deliver or buy your vehicle anywhere. We want your late model trucks, SUVs, vans, and cars, Michiana. Fast and friendly service and the best deal bottom line. Shop now and get pre-approved at rbcarcompany.com.
News Now Warsaw, WRSW 1480 AM and W259 DJ 99.7 FM. Warsaw.
We have stats tonight. 15-2, Warsaw with a lead over Wabash after one.
Yeah, and really just one or two stats will sum this up. Wabash was 1 of 2 from the field and had 7 turnovers. Warsaw with just 3 turnovers. They were 5 of 17 from the field.
Apache ball to start the second. Down below, Ashley Province throws it inside, and Abby Peterson got a hand on it and tipped it into the Warsaw students down below us, out of bounds to the Apaches. Wabash 2-2 coming in. They've alternated with losses and wins. Inside ball hit Wilson in the shins, taken away by Stevens for the Lady Tigers. Into the corner, Krebs wide open, shoots for 3, in and out this time. Westendorf the rebound for Wabash. And the students were about ready to blow a tube down here if that one would have gone in. Across the line, Westendorf, they leave her alone. She shoots it from above the elbow, shot no good. Stevens the rebound. Stevens lobs ahead, Sander. Sander races in and scores.
Abby Sander running the floor, beat everybody else down the floor, and Bailey Stevens found her.
And Stevens stole the inbounds and threw it off the leg of Wilson, and Warsaw's going to get the ball back up 17-2. What a play by Bailey Stevens.
Yeah, great effort by this Tiger team right now. Bailey Stevens doing what she does best, and that's being disruptive. And Bailey, she is all over the court.
Disruptive in the classroom is bad. Being disruptive out here, very good. Krebs out to Stevens. Almost a minute into the second. Warsaw leads by 15. Good backdoor pass. Sander, couldn't make it. Rebound, Brooke Winchester, who's back in. Shot no good. Sander misses from point blank range again. Rebound to Westendorf for Wabash. In transition, Yoakum. Out top for Westendorf. Off a screen. Picked up on the switch. She threw it wide and out of bounds. They were looking for the high pick and roll with Yoakum, and that pass missed the target by 3 or 4 feet.
Yeah, absolutely. And as soon as she picked up her dribble, Bailey Stevens was all over her with great pressure and causing her to throw the ball away.
The 5 out there now for Lenny Krebs. You have the freshman Winchester with the senior Stevens. You have the freshman Peterson with the senior Krebs, and the sophomore Egoff. Off to the right, Stevens picks up her dribble, throws it out to Peterson, around to Krebs, down to the baseline for Egoff. Back up the sideline to Krebs, all the way to the near sideline for Stevens, to the baseline to Egoff on this side. Now to Stevens, and Warsaw wants timeout. Someone is not in the right spot, and Lenny Krebs would like to talk about it. 6:24 left to play here in the opening half. Warsaw 17, Wabash 2. We're back in 30 seconds on News Now Warsaw.
Hello, I'm Jay Rigdon. If the last 18 months has taught us anything, it's been the importance of planning for your future and your family's future. At Rock Hill Pinnock, our attorneys are ready to help you with that job, using tools ranging from simple powers of attorney to complex trusts and everything in between. Don't leave the future of your loved ones to chance. To discuss your family's future and how to protect it, call 267-6116 for an appointment. Rock Hill Pinnock, lawyers you can count on.
You're listening to the Warsaw Tiger Radio Network, 99.7 FM, 1480 AM, NewsNowWarsaw.com, and the News Now Warsaw app.
The boys' season does not start on Wednesday, which is very strange. The boys' season begins at Columbia City a week from Saturday. We'll be doing JV and varsity again. We still have a couple of sponsorship spots open, but not very many. So if you have a business and you want to get in, now's the time to get in. Peterson, left side 3, air ball. Stevens tried to save it, could not. And it's out of bounds to Wabash. The Lady Tigers have kind of fallen in love with the three-point shot here this first half.
You know, they really have. In that first quarter, they were 4 of 8 from three-point range, and just on the flip side of that, Abby Sander down the post had just 3 field goal attempts.
Yoakum out on the right, back across the near side for Province. Across the lane to Cordes, backs down in on Egoff, leans back and shoots an air ball. Winchester the rebound for the Lady Tigers. Outlets far side Stevens. Runs it to the elbow, runs it down to the block, all the way in. Oh, she missed it. Rebound to Cordes for Wabash. If she takes one more dribble and puts it off the glass, it's an easy 2. She took off a little early. Still 17-2 Warsaw. 5.5 minutes left to play first half. Pass in the lane, knocked away, and Krebs comes out of there with it. She'll lead the break. Caseland at the foul line. Right corner, Peterson shooting for 3. No good. A little long this time. Rebound grab by Wilson for the Apaches. Grab just the 1 field goal in the game by Jade Stumbo. That's it. Near side, Province. Out to Yoakum. Remember, Yoakum's out there playing with 2 fouls. Down to the baseline and then a kick out for a 3-pointer by Province. It's good. Ashley Province hits her 3rd 3-pointer of the year, and it's 17-5. Egoff on the baseline out to Krebs on the wing, out to Stevens. And they'll settle into an offense against this 2-3 zone. Egoff is tying her shoe as the Lady Tigers reorganize. Stevens dribbles hard right, out to Egoff. Now to Peterson. Back out to Egoff. Right side to Stevens. Stevens holding against Casey Long, who's into the game off the bench for Matt Stone. Now Stevens will walk it to the center circle, and Province will follow her there loosely. Now Bailey off to the right sideline. Out top for Krebs. At the foul line, Winchester. Back to Stevens. Down to the baseline, Egoff. Tries to muscle her way in, can't. Kicks it out to an open Krebs, and she missed the 3. Stevens with another offensive rebound for Warsaw. Stevens will come out and reload it. We're at the midpoint of the second. Warsaw leads 17-5. Stevens on the hard drive, shoots it up on the run, no good. Got her own rebound, threw it up off the bottom of the backboard, no good. Cordes with a rebound for Wabash. Yoakum outlets to Province. Lobbing backdoor, Winchester saw it coming. Couldn't keep Long from getting it. Cordes out to Yoakum. Now off to the right side and down to the corner to Province. Picks up her dribble, throws it outside the lane to Wilson. Hit her in the shins with it. Taken away by Krebs for the Lady Tigers. Krebs top of the circle in transition. A defender falls down. Step back 17-footer in and out. Winchester tips it, and Wabash apparently tipped it last. It'll remain Lady Tiger ball.
Yeah, the Tigers going up against this zone defense tonight. Coach Krebs said they've been working on that a lot. You can see as they're trying to move around, trying to figure out where they want people and the shots that they want to get. They've got a little bit of penetration, but when they do, they haven't been able to capitalize.
Peterson all the way to the near side. As we get a new kid in there, that's Layla Knepp. Cutting inside, Sander feeds Egoff, had her shot blocked. And out of bounds, and Warsaw maintains possession. So now the 5 out there for the Lady Tigers. You have Peterson, Egoff, Krebs, Knepp, and Sander. And on the inbounds, they get it to Egoff, who had her shot blocked in the lane. Sander fights for it. Egoff is sitting there with it, and we'll have a whistle and a held ball, and the air belongs to the Lady Tigers.
Yeah, Egoff doing a great job that time, being very aggressive. She's getting some good shots inside. She's getting them swatted at this point, so she's going to need to figure out a way to get those shots up to the glass.
Krebs swings it around to Knepp, then right back to Krebs in the left corner. Tries for 3, shot an air ball. Rebound loose to the lane, grabbed by Cordes for Wabash. Now the Lady Tigers have gone cold from the arc, and with 3 minutes left to play in the half, Warsaw's lead is 12 at 17-5. Warsaw with just 2 points here in the quarter, and that was the breakaway layup by Sander. Mattern picks up her dribble, got rid of it at the last second to Yoakum. Now to Westendorf at the top of the circle against Sander. Picks up her dribble, double dribble. There we go. She dribbled, picked it up, looked around, didn't know what to do, so she started dribbling again and almost got away with it, Rob Reneker.
Yeah, that's it exactly. And you talked about how cold Wabash has been. Well, here, you mentioned it in the pregame, over the last 10 quarters, Warsaw has allowed 5.8 points per quarter. Well, right now, Wabash only scored 2 points in that first quarter.
Knepp's pass tipped off the end line and out of bounds. Warsaw will play it from there. Peterson, with 2.5 minutes left to play in our first half, will do that job. Peterson Left corner, Bergen makes a fake outside the lane to Sander. Sander at the top, Egoff, long jumper, wide left, no good. Rebound grab by Wabash. Grabbed out of there by Jade Stumbo. And it remains 17-5. Mattern picks up her dribble, backdoor cut Yoakum, had the ball tip off her hands, taken away by Peterson. Long pass ahead. This is Knapp, and she had her shot blocked. It stays in bounds. Now it rolls out of bounds to the corner, and last touch by the Apaches.
Yeah, was that Stumbo, I think? Great effort that time, getting down there, catching up with Knapp, and blocking her attempt at a fast break layup. So Stumbo with some great hustle.
Province comes back in for the Apaches. They throw it in the lane. Sander had her shot blocked, but a whistle and body contact there by Brooke Westendorf. She'll pick up her first foul. That'll be the third foul against the Apaches in the first half. Warsaw's only been called for one. Sander back to the free throw line, shooting 2. She's 1 for 2 in this game, 10 out of 17 for the young season. First one's up and no good.
You know, when your team's struggling from the outside, this is when you'd like to see them run some plays to get the ball down into the post.
And then finish when you get down in there, because they have not done a very good job of that either.
That's very true.
Second one up, that one's good. Sander makes 1 out of 2 again. She's got 4 points. And the Lady Tigers lead 18-5. Backdoor pass, Egoff is standing there waiting for it. Left-handed pass ahead to Sander. Sander dribbling in from the left, all the way to the rack for 2. Abby Sander again leading the break, and it's 20-5.
Yeah, how about that? Sander running the fast break, her and Knapp, and Sander took the ball about 2/3 of the way down and just headed straight for the hoop.
Into the corner, Westendorf. Sander comes partway out. Backdoor pass, Sander got a hand on it and saved it. Outlets in the middle of the court to Peterson. Up the left side to Bergen at the arc. Touches it down to Egoff. Wheels in the lane, shoots in traffic, no good. Knapp the rebound, back up, blocked, a late whistle, and a foul called. And Layla Knapp shoots 2 for the Lady Tigers.
Knapp hanging out in the right places that time. That she saw the ball down on the opposite post, so she snuck down into the low post and got the rebound and when the shot was long.
Jade Stumble with a foul, her first. Knapp's free throw is up and in. That's her first free throw attempt of the season. She had the 3 3-pointers here in the win over Manchester in game number 2. Peterson is out. Stevens back in with 1:24 left to play in the half. And now Knapp for the second of 2 free throws, and the freshman puts that one right through the middle. 22-5, Warsaw. Wabash with the ball coming to the near end. Province across the line off a Mattern screen, picks up her dribble. Stevens all over. Lobs ahead, tipped away by Bergen, stolen by Stevens. Stevens will race down court, put it up, and miss it. Rebound, Sander tied up. Held ball in the air belongs to Wabash. Am I wrong? Did Bailey go in with one hand?
Yeah, the entire way. She picked it up one-handed off the dribble and never used her left hand, and she ended up missing the layup.
Down to a minute 5 left to play in the half. Across the line comes Wilson. Now to Cordes, out to Mattern for an NBA 3. No good. Sander up above everybody for the rebound, and then when she was contested, she yanked it out of there with authority. 50-foot pass, Stevens ahead to Knapp. 49 seconds left to play in the quarter. Warsaw leading 22-5 over Wabash. Knapp right corner, off a screen from Egoff, picks up her dribble, needs help, finds Stevens out near the timeline. Lenny Krebs calls out something different. The elbows are wide open. They got one girl trying to guard both elbows, and that's just not very likely. Warsaw, it seems like they're in no hurry here. Stevens, pressured by Province, shakes free. Joe Rudolph started to count, now stops. Stevens dribbles in, left corner Bergen, down in deep Sander, backs up, shoots it, missed it. Rebound tipped by Knapp and saved in by Wabash. And then we're going to have a whistle and held ball. Wilson and Sander tie up. The arrow belongs to Warsaw. Krebs will run to the scorer's table and check in for possibly a last-second 3-point attempt. Bergen will come to the bench. Stevens will throw it in. Standing inbounds at the moment. Now backs up out of bounds. And Lenny Krebs wants to talk about what they want to do here with this timeout. 8 seconds left to play here in the first half. Warsaw leads 22-5. We're back at 30 seconds on News Now Warsaw.
Bad wreck, bad wreck. Oh, what you gonna do? Oh, what you gonna do? Call the boys in blue. Car stalls won't start. Oh, what you gonna do? Oh, what you gonna do? Call the boys in blue. Wrecking in these states and meet the best rates. Take the next step, call Records Inept. Go with the guys who got the best tools. If you get in a wreck, they'll come and get you. Bad wreck, bad wreck. Oh, what you gonna do? Call Records Inept to come get you.
Remember, when you get in a wreck,
call Records Inept.
Dave Ramsey, weeknights at 6 on News Now Warsaw, 99.7 FM and 1480 AM.
So after the timeout, Lenny Krebs got through to his girls exactly what he wants. Stevens will play it in baseline left, step outside the lane. The other four Lady Tigers in a box. Krebs gets it 8 seconds. Out to Stevens. Stevens starting right, looking for Krebs, finds her 3 seconds. She's double teamed. Stevens will force one up. It's wide left at the buzzer, and that will do it for the first half. With the score, Warsaw 22, Wabash 5. We'll give the first half scoring after this 90-second break on News Now Warsaw.
Argonne Road at Warsaw is there when you need them most. Call 574-385-9111. Whether it's damage from a fire, flood, mold, storm, or biohazard, Lake City Restoration is the solution for your emergency service needs. Call 574-385-9111. That's 385-9111. Online at lcrestore.com or simply Google Lake City Restoration.
When my team goes to work for you, we are original. Professionals with modern, unparalleled marketing and unwavering standards and passion. To us, it's more than just selling someone a house. We move people's lives forward and guide them to a home. Handling the real estate task flawlessly is one thing, but our expertise in people and results is what clients respect about us. I believe that is what makes us successful. I'm Brian Peterson of the Brian Peterson Real Estate Group of Warsaw. You can reach us at brianpetersongroup.com.
Basketball is a game where your team could play man defense, zone defense, motion offense, press. You could focus on shooting threes or scoring in the post. Whatever strategy you use, in order to win the game, your team needs a head coach with an effective game plan. We at Alder for Bergen can help you develop and implement a financial game plan for your family's future.
Let Alder for Bergen be the head coach of your financial planning team. Alder for Bergen & Company, 122 West Market Street, Warsaw, and online at alderforbergen.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC.
Now back to the Lady Tigers on News Now Warsaw, 99.7 FM and 1480.
Kids out shooting here at halftime. No pop bottles on the line like there used to be, but they're out there having fun nonetheless. Warsaw 22, Wabash 5 here at halftime. We'll get to the halftime stats in just a minute. Rob has those. He's working on those at this moment. Wabash with only 5 points in the first half, so they're scoring very easy to sort through. They had a basket in the first quarter by Jade Stumbo, a three-pointer by Ashley Province in the second quarter, and that's it. 5 total points. For Warsaw, they had Bailey Stevens with 2, Layla Knapp 2, Abby Sanders 6, and Caitlin Krebs, who had 4 three-pointers in the first quarter, has a halftime total of 12. It was 15-2 Warsaw at the end of one. The Lady Tigers outscored Wabash 7-3 in the second to build that lead to 17 at 22-5. We were never tied. We've had no lead changes. The JV from Warsaw also won 50-10. They're 3-1. They won 3 in a row. Mia Jones with 12, Addison Whitaker and Kelsey Cox each with 8. Cox also had 6 rebounds. Again here at halftime, Warsaw 22, Wabash 5. Rob's got the first half stats. They're brought to you by Alder for Bergen, and they are next on News Now Warsaw.
Your late model is wanted at R&B Car Company because we're buying vehicles. That's right. We want your late model trucks, SUVs, vans, and cars, even those big honkin' diesels. And we're buying on the spot. And business as usual. Max allowance for your trade. Or we'll still give you $2,500 minimum for your trade-in. No payments for 90 days with approved credit. We'll deliver or buy your vehicle anywhere. We want your late model trucks, SUVs, vans, and cars, Miss Sienna. Fast and friendly service and the best deal bottom line. Shop now and get pre-approved at rbcarcompany.com.
Hello, I'm Jay Rigdon. If the last 18 months has taught us anything, it's been the importance of planning for your future and your family's future. At Rockhill Pinnock, our attorneys are ready to help you with that job. using tools ranging from simple powers of attorney to complex trusts and everything in between. Don't leave the future of your loved ones to chance. To discuss your family's future and how to protect it, call 267-6116 for an appointment. Rock Hill Pinnock, lawyers you can count on.
Bad wreck, oh what you gonna do, oh what you gonna do, cause the boys in blue, car stalls won't start, oh what you gonna do, oh what you gonna do, cause the boys in blue, wrecking any state and need the best rate, take the next step, call Records and Net, go with the guy who got the best tools, if you get in a wreck, they'll come and get you, bad wreck, oh what you gonna do, call Records and Net to come get you.
Remember, when you get in a wreck,
call Records and Net.
Listen to the Tigers anywhere in the world at newsnowwarsaw.com and the News Now Warsaw app.
Roger and Rob back at the Tiger Dance team back at the station. Warsaw 22, Wabash 5 here at halftime. The first half stats are brought to you by Older Bergen & Company. Let them be the head coach of your financial planning team. Older Bergen & Company, 122 West Market Street, Warsaw, and online at olderbergen.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA, SIPC. Mr. Renneker, would you please?
Okay, here we go. In that first half, Wabash was 2 of 6 from the field. They were 1 of 2 from three-point range, and they didn't go to the free throw line. The Lady Tigers in that first half were 7 of 36 from the field. They were 4 of 15 from three-point range, and they were 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Turnovers in that first half, Wabash ended up with 16 turnovers in the first half. Warsaw converted those into 13 points. Warsaw had 3 turnovers in the first half. Wabash couldn't convert those into any points. Wabash out-rebounded Warsaw 17-16 in that first half, but Wabash didn't pull down any offensive rebounds. Warsaw, on the other hand, pulled down 12 offensive boards and converted those into 6 second chance points. Points off the bench, Wabash got 3 points from their bench. Warsaw got 2 points from their bench.
Sorry, my math isn't very good. What's 7 of 36 percentage-wise?
Right, that's 19%.
19%, and you're up by 17 at halftime. So you say, okay, well, Warsaw fell in love with the three-pointers, which, they shot a lot. That's 15. But, Rob, they were just 3 of 21 from inside the arc.
Yeah, that's not good. Bottom line, they shot the ball very poorly. And, we talked about the fact that they're very strong defensively, and tonight that defense is carrying them because the offense is struggling.
All right, so then the message is what? Because 4 out of 15 is not as good as they've been shooting from outside. But when they've got the ball inside, they haven't made those either.
No, they haven't. And a lot of them have been contested. A lot of them have not. And so they've got to figure out, what kind of shot is it they're looking for? What is the best shot? Sometimes players think the best shot is if I'm closer to the basket. But if I'm closer to the basket and it's a contested shot, that doesn't make it the best shot. So they've got to figure out where they want to be taking their shots from. And bottom line is, you can scheme all you want. Somebody's got to put the ball in the hole.
Well, and here's the thing. I won't contest your statement that their shots were contested. However, if they think this is contested, wait until we get to Crown Point on Saturday.
I agree totally.
They're going to have a hard time making any shots against those two teams. So they got to have to figure that out before they go up north and west for Saturday.
No, I agree completely. And, it was interesting because Coach Krebs said in the pregame that they'd spent a lot of time working against the zone. So clearly they're going to continue to work on it.
Well, and I thought they did a pretty good job of getting the ball where they wanted to get it in the zone. But they just got to make the shots when they get it there.
And you and I have said this in the past, that good shooting can disguise poor play, but you can play well.
Yes.
And it looks like you're playing poorly because you're not knocking your shots down.
Yes, and I think that's the old Will Windhorst line, and I believe that some of that applies here. 22-5, Warsaw with the lead over Wabash at halftime. Those are the halftime stats brought to you by Older Bergen & Company, 122 West Market Street in Warsaw, and online at olderbergen.com. We start the third in 90 seconds on News Now Warsaw.
Lake City Restoration on Argonne Road in Warsaw is there when you need them most. Call 574-385-9111. Whether it's damage from a fire, flood, mold, storm, or biohazard, Lake City Restoration is the solution for your emergency service needs. Call 574-385-9111. That's 385-9111. Online at lcrestore.com or simply Google Lake City Restoration.
When my team goes to work for you, we are original. Professionals with modern, unparalleled marketing and unwavering standards and passion. To us, it's more than just selling someone a house. We move people's lives forward and guide them to a home. Handling the real estate task flawlessly is one thing, but our expertise in people and results is what clients respect about us. I believe that is what makes us successful. I'm Brian Peterson of the Brian Peterson Real Estate Group of Warsaw. You can reach us at brianpetersongroup.com.
Basketball is a game where your team could play man defense, zone defense, motion offense, press. You could focus on shooting threes or scoring in the post. Whatever strategy you use, in order to win the game, your team needs a head coach with an effective game plan. We at Alder for Bergen can help you develop and implement a financial game plan for your family's future.
Let Alder for Bergen be the head coach of your financial planning team. Alder for Bergen & Company, 122 West Market Street, Warsaw, and online at alderforbergen.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC.
The Warsaw Tigers play here on News Now Warsaw, 99.7 FM and 1480 AM.
Again, let me give you the schedule for Saturday. Lady Tigers will play in the second and fourth games of the day. They will play Merrillville at about 11:45 our time. You should start listening a little after 11 here on News Now Warsaw. And then they will play number 1 Crown Point at about 4:45. So you want to start listening at about 4:10, 4:15 here on News Now Warsaw for that broadcast. And then there will be food eaten by us.
I agree.
I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do in between games. We may have to take a cooler and pack our lunch.
Hey, we can do that.
I think we should. And then have something really decent after that. Wabash with the ball to start the third, and a pass inside is tipped out of bounds by Zoe Bergen. Thing about Wabash in the first half, they had 16 turnovers, only 6 shot attempts. Never made it to the free throw line. They had very few possessions where they were able to string 2 or 3 passes together without Warsaw getting a hand on it.
Yeah, and this is a team that's averaging over 50 points a game.
I don't think they're going to make it to 50 tonight. Westendorf left wing. Picks up her dribble. Sander tipped it. It's going to go into the backcourt. And it's going to be knocked away by Bergen, who's going to track it down and save it in. She saves it in. A whistle, a held ball. And it's out of bounds to Warsaw. Great hustle by Zoe Bergen.
Fantastic hustle by Bergen and Stevens that time. That you just got to love defense like that.
She just wasn't going to give up on it. She was going to make something happen there no matter what. Stevens dribbles it to the near side. She's at the wing at the moment. In the lane, Krebs. Krebs out to Egoff. Now Egoff one dribble and throws it to Krebs, who pops out 25 feet from the basket, and she'll walk it out to the center circle and they'll reload the offense. Stevens at the free throw line, Egoff to the baseline. Sander makes a head fake, drives the baseline, and a late whistle and a foul goal. Sander will go to the line to shoot 2 for Warsaw.
And that's what Coach Krebs was talking about, is getting the players down into the short corner. That time they got the ball to the elbow, made a nice little bounce pass to Sander down in the short corner, and then she went up and went strong to the basket.
Sander, 2 out of 4, 3 out of 5. His first one's up and in. Abby's been in double figures in all 3 games so far this season. She's 3 points away from being there again. The senior headed to trying to play basketball, puts that one through. She has really, really nice form at the free throw line. Very quiet, very economic in her movements.
No, I agree totally. I like her free throws.
Westendorf beats the trap in the lane. Shot no good. Stevens couldn't grab it. Cordes does, and Wabash gets a reload. Mattern open for 3. That's no good. Sander the rebound for Warsaw. Outlets far side, Krebs. Caseland all the way to the near side, Bergen. She'll gather up a 3-pointer, and it's no good. Rebound, Egoff in there doing the dirty work. Trying to yank it back up there. Whistle. Oh, they're going to call a held ball, and the arrow belongs to Wabash.
Yeah, a little bit of a quick whistle that time. I know they had her tied up a little bit, but it looked like Egoff was coming out with that one, but just a great job of battling in there on those offensive boards.
Westendorf across the line to Yoakum. Back to Westendorf in the middle of the court. Up ahead to Cordes. Cordes dribbles toward the baseline, got cut off through the lane. Sander knocked it away and then knocked down Westendorf for the process. In transition, Stevens weaving her way through all the way to the near corner to Bergen. Out to the foul line, Sander. Out to the right side, Krebs shoots for a three. No good. Rebound grab by Cordes for Wabash. Mattern, a cross-court pass to Yoakum. Yoakum down to the corner for Stumbo. Stumbo looking inside. Sander stepped in front and stole that. In transition, Krebs 1-on-2. Stop and go move all the way to the rack for two.
Really nice move by Krebs that time. You described it beautifully. Coming in on the right side, the defender started to come up on her. She made a little stop and go move and got the easy layup.
And over and back called as Westendorf bounced it to Yoakum, who had not made it across the 10-second line before she threw her the ball. Another turnover gives the ball back to the Lady Tigers. Krebs now with 14 points. She came in averaging just over 11 a game. And that's her first 2-point basket or points of the non-3-point variety so far tonight. Caselin's got it deep right corner. Inside to Sander, backs her way in, gathers and scores.
I like that big drop steps Abby used that time. She had that left foot way down under the basket. When she caught the ball, she just backed her way down inside.
And Sander now in double figures in all 4 Lady Tiger games so far, and it's 28-5 Warsaw, 3 minutes into the third quarter. Westendorf out top, knocked away by Stevens, and it stays in bounds. Yoakum in the backcourt, bounces off to Mattern. Mattern to the timeline and on across. Mattern whips the pass inside, it pinballs around, it's bounced around, and it's grabbed by Krebs for the Lady Tigers. Bergen, long pass head Stevens, touch pass underneath the Sander for 2. Abby with 12, and it's 30-5.
Yeah, Bergen to Stevens to Sander that time. Very nice ball movement by the Lady Tigers.
Mattern to the line and on across. Bergen close to her. Yoakum right side, Westendorf now to the far side. Jump shot by Cordes is way short. Egoff the rebound for the Lady Tigers. Hands it off to Stevens. It kind of ran up the front of her, went over her head. She's able to get to it. Bergen inside to Sander. She's surrounded. Stevens whips up across. Krebs for 3. No good. Sander the rebound. Back up and in. Abby Sanders got 8 in the first 4 minutes of the third quarter. It's 32-5.
Yeah, Sander has found the flow of the game. They're getting the ball to her inside. She's getting some offensive rebounds. She is really the central focus right now.
Mattern across the line against Bergen, trying to find some space. She's had very little of it tonight. Yoakum left wing across to Westendorf, makes a head fake, got Sander off her feet, shot it, missed it. Bergen the rebound. Quick outlet to Sander. Sander dribbles to the right, gets it off to Krebs. Krebs starts up the baseline, got cut off, now takes it in and got hammered and a foul call. Caselin's going to the free throw line to shoot 2. After the foul against the Apaches is on Brooke Westendorf, it's her second.
I like that from Caselin. She hasn't been knocking down the three-pointers as of late after being hot early on. That time she penetrated, went to the basket, and got fouled.
15 now for Caselin Krebs. The first one's up and in. Bergen out, Abby Peterson in for the Lady Tigers. 3:28 to play in the third. Warsaw with 11 points in the quarter at the moment. Krebs shooting and missed it, but Egoff has the rebound and put it in.
Nice job by Egoff that time, hanging around, not getting lazy, went hard to the offensive boards on the missed free throw and got rewarded with a rebound and a bucket.
And her first bucket of the game, and there's a bad pass by Wabash. It's stolen by Sander. Stevens through the center circle to the top of the circle. Now backs it out, throws it to Krebs on the left. Now Krebs will dribble to the top, throw it out to Stevens. Stevens calls out the play. Krebs on the left. Pressure there by Yoakum, back out to Stevens. Back to Krebs. Krebs back out to Stevens. Now they're going to call a different play. Stevens drifts off to the Warsaw bench. Now dribbles in the lane all the way in and scores. Bailey hasn't needed to score a lot. She's got her second field goal, 4 points. It's Warsaw by 32 now, 37-5. Back pass, tipped by Egoff, grabbed by Mattern for Wabash. She'll spin around and they'll try it again. Left side to Wilson. Wilson up the baseline. Peterson won't let her by. Now she picks up her dribble and a whistle and timeout called by Matt Stone. This will be 8:30. We will take it. 2:19 left to play here in our third quarter. Warsaw 37, Wabash 5. We're back in 30 seconds on News Now Warsaw.
Is wanted at R&B Car Company because we're buying vehicles. That's right. We want your late model trucks, SUVs, vans, and cars, even those big honkin' diesels. And we're buying on the spot. It's business as usual. Max allowance for your trade. Or we'll still give you $2,500 minimum for your trade-in. No payments for 90 days with approved credit. We'll deliver or buy your vehicle anywhere. We want your late model trucks, SUVs, vans, and cars, Michiana. Fast and friendly service and the best deal bottom line. Shop now and get pre-approved at rbcarcompany.com.
Find out what's happening in your community on In the Know, Saturday mornings at 7 on News Now Warsaw.
Roger Grossman, Rob Renneker back at the Tiger Den. Steve Scott back at the station, keeping us legal, helping pay the bills.
There you go.
37-5. Warsaw with a lead. Wabash with the ball. 2:19 left to play in our third quarter. Yoakum back across to Wilson. She shoots for three. She hits. Yoakum with a three-pointer. That is, I said the wrong name there. Wilson hits a three-pointer. That's her second of the year. That's just the third field goal for Wabash in the game. Two of them have been threes, and it's 37-8. They went the first 6 minutes of the quarter without scoring. Brooke Winchester in the game for Warsaw. So is Layla Knapp. Backdoor, what a pass. Stevens to Sanner. Abby with 10 in the quarter, 16 in the game, and that was all set up by the eyes of Bailey Stevens.
Absolutely, a little no-look pass that time.
Providence hits a three-pointer. Her second of the game. That doubles her total for the season. Knapp quickly looking inside at Winchester, can't get it in there. Out to Sanner. Sanner back to the right for Knapp, down to the baseline, ball tipped away from Winchester. And Wabash hit it last. Abby Taylor comes into the game for Warsaw. Stevens will take a seat.
And Wabash finding a little bit of a groove offensively here. They finally knocked down a couple of outside shots.
They finally found some space to shoot it.
That's very true.
They haven't had any room to pull the trigger very often. Peterson out to the center circle, out there with Taylor, Winchester, Knapp, and Sanner. Let's swing it around to Winchester, down to the near wing for Taylor. Sanner, a backdoor cut, Winchester for two.
That was really pretty. Got the ball to Sanner down in the short corner, and Winchester came right down the middle of the lane, and Sanner gave her the ball.
Cordes in on Winchester on the block, couldn't shoot it. Goes it back out to Wilson on the wing. She stumbles, she traveled. I don't care who the opponent is. That play's going to work against somebody really good, and maybe a lot of somebody really good. When Sanner gets that ball down here, she's going to draw a lot of attention, and somebody's going to come flying in from the backside like Brooke just did, and she's going to make a lot of teams pay for that.
Yeah, absolutely. All eyes are going to be on Sanner and Krebs, and somebody's going to be sneaking right down the middle of the lane.
Under half a minute to play in the third. Warsaw leads by 30. Peterson for the Lady Tigers, far side of the center circle, out by the line. Not a nap right in front of Lenny Krebs. Back to Peterson, 15 seconds. Peterson, not a nap right in front of the Warsaw bench, 10 seconds. Now they look for action. Knapp in the corner. Down to the baseline, Sanner. Out top, Peterson, open for three, in and out. Rebound, Winchester will turn and get it up at the buzzer. It does not count. It went in. Jeff Lytle correctly says no basket. 41-11, Wabash and Warsaw here at the Tiger Den. Lady Tigers up by 30. We start the fourth in 60 on News Now Warsaw.
Hello, I'm Jay Rigdon. If the last 18 months has taught us anything, it's been the importance of planning for your future and your family's future. At Rock Hill Pinnock, our attorneys are ready to help you with that job, using tools ranging from simple powers of attorney to complex trusts and everything in between. Don't leave the future of your loved ones to chance. To discuss your family's future and how to protect it, call 267-6116 for an appointment. Rock Hill Pinnock, lawyers you can count on.
Bad wreck, bad wreck. Oh, what you gonna do? Oh, what you gonna do? Cause the boys in blue. Car stalls won't start. Oh, what you gonna do? Oh, what you gonna do? Cause the boys in blue. Wrecking in these states and need the best rates. Take the next step, call records and that. Go with the guys who got the best tools. If you get in a wreck, they'll come and get you. Bad wreck, bad wreck. Oh, what you wanna do? Call records and that to come get you.
Remember, when you get in a wreck,
call records and that.
Give us 15 minutes. We'll give you the world. This is News Now Warsaw.
After 3 in the Tiger Den, Warsaw 41, Wabash 11.
Yeah, Wabash now up to 23 turnovers. They are, however, 4 of 12 from the field. Warsaw overall 15 of 48 from the field, now shooting 31% on the game.
So think about that. Wabash with 12 field goal attempts in 24 minutes of basketball. Knepp left wing down here below us, lobs to Winchester, out to Taylor. Taylor back down and deep. This is Morgan Nichols, turns and shoots and got fouled. Morgan Nichols seeing the foul was on Cordes. That's her first. Morgan at the free throw line. She had trouble in the Manchester game at the line, just 1 out of 7. And that one wouldn't go. She'll get one more. Third foul against Wabash in this half. Warsaw has not been called for any. As a matter of fact, I'll have Rob check the fouls. I have Warsaw for 1 total foul the whole game. Second one no good by Nichols, but Taylor grabbed the rebound for Warsaw. Knepp, near side to Taylor, back out to Knepp. Knepp now to Winchester. Got pressure there by Providence. Play goes on. Peterson out of Taylor to the baseline for Nichols. Inside Winchester, 4-2. Same play, they worked with Sander, and Winchester works just fine with that combination. 43-11, 7:18 left. Peterson, and she'll be called for a foul.
Man, she was just waiting to pick the pocket that time of Mattern, and she did a nice job of deflecting it and got 2 hands on the ball, but then Mattern made a nice strong move, and she ended up fouling her.
How many fouls does Warsaw have?
Well, this sheet says none, so I'm not sure that that's accurate.
No, because Sander had 1 in the first quarter.
Right.
They lob it inbound. It's grabbed there by Stumbo, and Stumbo traveled. So now to give the ball back to the Lady Tigers. On the verge of the mercy rule kicking in once we get to a 35-point margin in the second half. Then the clock becomes a running clock. Right side, Knepp shoots a 3-pointer. Missed it short. Rebound, oh, Nichols had it. I'm not so sure that Stumbo didn't get a hand on it, knock it away. Mattern's got it for Wabash. Stumbo down to the baseline for Cordes. Ran out of space, shot it, foul call. Winchester with her first. And free throws coming up here for the Apaches.
Yeah, nice strong move by Cordes that time. Caught the ball down on the wing and made a nice strong move along the baseline that time.
Cordes to shoot. She has had a hard time at the free throw line this season. 5 out of 17 coming in. First one's good. Didn't see anything wrong with that free throw for
Absolutely not.
She shoots it nice and high. I like that. Second one up. It goes in. Her first 2 points of the game, she averages 9. Has her first 2 at the free throw line right there. It's 43-13. Taylor on the left wing. All the way across the net for a 22-footer. It's good. Layla Knepp with 4 3-pointers this season. 5 points in this game. 46-13. Shot in the lane good. And a good backdoor pass, and Jade Stumbo scores. Peterson quickly the other way to Winchester. Had her shot blocked under there by Wilson. It's grabbed by Mattern for Wabash. Long pass down court. Cordes turns and shoots over Winchester and puts that one in. Cordes now with 4, and the points are free-flowing.
They really are. This Tiger team that's on the floor, they're leaving some gaps in that defense.
Peterson makes a good head fake and then drives into enemy territory and got smacked pretty good. Stumbo with her third. Abby Peterson at the free throw line, where she's 4 out of 4. You'll remember that she made 4 very important free throws in the final 2 minutes of the win over Norwell here on opening night. First one's up and in and out.
Coach Krebs talking to the girls right now over on the sideline. My guess is they're talking about defense because they're executing pretty well offensively, but a lot of the Wabash girls are getting open down at their offensive end right now.
Lenny Krebs tells the Lady Tigers to go to the other end and get ready for defense. Peterson makes that one. She missed the first, made the second. That's her first point of the game. And Warsaw leads 47-17 with 6 minutes left to go. Warsaw will be 4-0 at the end of this night. And they will head to Crown Point for a date with Merrillville and Crown Point on Saturday. Pass down in deep, Westendorf across the lane, shot up, no good. Rebound grabbed by Knapp. Her outlet's tipped. Peterson comes out of there with it. Long cross-court pass ahead to Taylor. Whips it down inside to Nichols, who couldn't get it to go. Rebound grabbed by Stumbo for Wabash. She outlets to Matter. Ahead to Yoakum near the timeline. Out of the right wing in the forecourt for Cordis. Cordis got around Winchester. Shoots it from the block and missed it. And the rebound's grabbed by Nichols for the Lady Tigers. End-to-end action here at the Tiger Den tonight. Net deep right corner, splits a double team, throws it back out to Peterson, now to Taylor on the near side. Threw it high, it went past Nichols all the way out to the other side. Net for a little 8-footer on the baseline, up and good. How impressive is her offensive confidence? Holy cow.
Yeah, absolutely. She's knocking down the outside shots, and I love that shot that time. Penetrated into about 8 feet and went up with that little soft jumper.
Remember, the book on her at the beginning of the year was not really that great a shooter. Certainly has some potential. She hasn't shown us any of that in any of the games we've seen so far. Cordis up the baseline. Long, high skip pass. Tipped and saved by Yoakum, who shoots it in the lane. No good. Rebound, batted around. Nobody can stick a fork in it. Finally, Winchester has it for Warsaw. 4:28 left to play fourth quarter. Warsaw leads 49-17 over Wabash. Knapp down to the block. Nichols shot it too hard. A rebound grab by Stumbo for Wabash. Approaching the halfway point of the fourth quarter. Westendorf. Cordis on the baseline against Winchester. Dribbles it out to the wing. Throws it out top for Matter. Mattern against Peterson. She doesn't think she can dribble. That would have been really interesting to see what, if she had dribbled, what Kaylin Cumberland would have done with that. Westendorf across the lane, Mattern backs down in on Peterson, half hook, no good. Rebound comes all the way back out to Mattern, and she throws it out to Yoakum. Cordis to Westendorf, up the baseline, nowhere to go. Throws it out to Mattern. Mattern into the corner to Cordis. Warsaw's just been all over Wabash and Valley and Manchester here these last 3 games. Bad pass, thrown out of bounds. Warsaw gets the ball back.
Yeah, Warsaw's man-to-man defense, the intensity of it, they are right there in your face constantly, and you just got to love watching it. You know, think about how you don't want to be guarded when you're on offense. That's what Warsaw does to you.
At the foul line, Winchester steps in and missed a 12-footer. Rebound grabbed by Stumbo for Wabash. Ball pass down court, good catch by Wilson. Puts it off the glass, that's no good. Winchester the rebound for Warsaw. Peterson in transition, has no numbers. Right wing for Taylor, touch pass to Nichols, backs down and scores.
That's better. She got a little better angle that time. She did a nice little power dribble and used the glass very effectively.
Under 3 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. Warsaw leads 51-17 over Wabash. About to go to 4-0 in the season. Wilson for 3, banked it in. Wilson had 1 3-pointer in 4 games. She's got 2 here in this game. That's 51-20. Right side Taylor at the near end for the Lady Tigers. Pass out top, tipped away, and not safe. I think Abby, if she just grabbed that ball, she'd have been fine, but Taylor kind of tried to reel it back in by knocking it down and actually knocked it onto the charcoal sideline here at the new Tiger Den flooring. 2.5 minutes to go. Stay tuned after the game. Final scoring, final stats. Conversation with Lenny Krebs, who will be pretty happy with most things, I think. Peterson fouls Mattern on the drive. And free throws coming up here for the Apaches.
And Warsaw once again has hit that magic number offensively. They have topped the 50-point mark.
Yes, they have. Again, we'll relate to you what that means. First one's up and good by Libby Mattern. Mattern with her first point of this game. Mattern and Yoakum had to be their best players tonight, and they have combined 1 point. Warsaw just has given them nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. And they got in foul trouble early on, but Warsaw has just been all over them.
That one no good. Taylor the rebound. Peterson in transition. 17-footer no good. Knepp the rebound, trying to yank it out of there, and did. Winchester out to the top to Peterson. 2:08 to play. Peterson dribbles right, out to Knepp, fakes, drives right, throws it to Peterson, skips it across to Taylor. Down in deep, Winchester, turning and shooting and missing. Got her own rebound, turns back to right. That one's no good. And the rebound grabbed by Casey Long for Wabash.
Great pass by Taylor that time, very quick down into the post.
Long, touch pass to the lane, Westendorf. Knepp tied her up, and a whistle, and Layla's going to get a foul. Knepp with her first foul. Out of bounds to Wabash. Warsaw by 30 with 1:43 to go. Wabash will fall to 4-3. They have one more really hard game, and then they start their conference. And they start with Valley and Rochester, who would be two of the top 3 teams if you put in McConaughey. McConaughey's got the best player in the conference. Long jump shot in the corner is good. That's Wilson, who's got 8 points in the second half. Her average is 7. Inside Nichols at the other end, scores again.
And again, a nice inlet pass from Taylor out from the wing. And she gets that ball into the post so quick.
Tigers again by 30, 1:20 left to go. Yoakum dribbling left, spins back to the middle, throws it out to the near side. 3-pointer on the way, it's good again. Province with her third 3-pointer of this game. 53-26. Knapp inside to Nichols. Shot it too high, no good. Rebound grab by Yoakum for Wabash. 1 minute to go. Out of the far side, Province. Skip pass across to Wilson. She shoots a 3-pointer, and now they can't miss. Kiera Wilson has 11 points on 3 3-pointers. Knapp the other end for 3. That's a little long. Rebound grab by Wabash. Yoakum up ahead for a new kid. That's Kiana Jones. Jones, who played for the JV, gives it back to Yoakum. At the foul line, Wilson shoots again. Missed that one. Rebound tipped away from Winchester, but Winchester in at last, according to Ms. Cumberland. And it's out of bounds to the Lady Apaches with 28 seconds left. On the inbounds, Jones, pass too high, tipped away, loose. Knapp gets to it. Knapp racing in from the left, all the way in, and scores.
Nice job by Knapp. She went up with both hands that time to protect the ball because she was being challenged, and she put the ball in the hole.
Knapp with 9 points. 55-29, Warsaw, 10 seconds to go. Yoakum at the far end. Into the corner for Wilson. Had the ball knocked away. Knapp steals it, and that'll do it. Warsaw wins 55-29 over Wabash to go to 4-0 on the season. Give the final scoring and stats, and hear from Lenny Krebs after these messages on News Now Warsaw.
Argonne Road at Warsaw is there when you need them most. Call 574-385-9111. Whether it's damage from a fire, flood, mold, storm, or biohazard, Lake City Restoration is the solution for your emergency service needs. Call 574